What's up, guys? Today we're going to be installing the string tree rollers that I ordered. This is them. I'm going to link a link in the description, so if you want to get them. You can see they have movement. They do actually roll. And I'm going to add some oil to the little axle that these spin on. I did get the large pack just because I couldn't see paying $6-7 on 2 of them when you can get, 10 of them for 11 something. You're gonna first want to take the tension off all 4 strings, and then we're gonna remove these screws. Alright, so you could see here the tension's off all 4 strings. Now we got them off, okay? You might be tempted, even with aftermarket screws and not the ones that are supplied, just to go ahead and jam them through here. Do not do that. Why? Well, let's take a look. The diameter of the original is far less than these. Also, you can see this is a flathead. This is a countersink. Why? You see that little countersink there? That's made to go in there. So we're gonna have to drill, and what we're gonna do is put a piece of tape around the drill bit so we don't go ahead and drill straight through the headstock. Take your time. Okay, so I was gonna use aftermarket screws, but after looking at them, it's gonna be the wrong diameter, and I'm still gonna have, and this is why I believe people are breaking them, because they're not drilling this out, they're just trying to stick it in the same hole. Now the way you figure this out, okay, if you look at the diameter, we're not looking at the screw threads, we're looking at the diameter. If we match this bit up, you can see you have a plenty enough screw there. This is a 63,000th of an inch drill bit. Now, that's 1,000th of an inch more than 1/16. So that, if you don't have numbered bits, go to Harbor Freight, pick yourself one up, and make sure you use the right tool for the right job, or you're gonna mess things up. We're gonna first put that screw in and make sure it's seated. What you're gonna do is butt the drill bit up against here, and then you're going to put masking tape where that screw ends. This is going to give us a depth guide so we don't go too deep. And then we're going to drill down to this edge. You won't have to worry about going through the headstock of your guitar if you follow this method. So let's go ahead and get this in the drill, and then we'll go ahead and drill it. So you're going to want to put something under your headstock here. And in my case, it just so happens this masking tape is a perfect fit from the table to the headstock. All right, so after you chuck the drill up, you want to make sure when you're coming down here that you're vertical, that you're not leaning from any side. Make sure you're going in straight. Okay, so now, we're starting to thread that. A little tip, don't go just sticking that screw right in there, 1, 2, 3. Why? Because even though it's the same proper diameter, it's, you're cutting new threads in there, and just like tapping a bolt, or, chasing a bolt rather, and tapping a hole, you need lubrication. Take some hand soap right here. You see the little drippers on there? Just take that, and then take the tip of the bolt and rub it with your fingers. Just like this. You get a little bit of soap on there like that, and just coat it. Just a light coating, and that's gonna slip in there, and then run the screw down, and then back out, and do small increments like this. You go down and then back, just like that. You see how I'm doing that? Don't just go torquing it down or you're going to snap the freaking head off. And that's the problem why people say these don't work. And the aftermarket ones that I bought weren't seating proper in this hole here. It's all about the way you do things that make it work or not. All right, so another little tip here is just place your string tree roller on the thing, and then move your strings to the outside, and then put your screw in, and then we'll start tightening it down. Okay, so now before you go cinching down on this bolt to seat this, you're going to want to make sure that it is in line with your strings. You don't want it turned this way or this way. You want to hold it and snug it up. Don't over tighten it or you're going to strip it. Okay, so once you have it lined up, you snug it up like that. Now, when you have these installed, it is important to note on this setup, you kind of more or less want to follow the string lines and adjust them to each of the strings that they're going up straight. On the other guitar, it was just different. They ended up being parallel with the nut. This one, if you look down at it, it's more off center. So follow your strings, take the straightest path, and this one here, there's not much I can do about getting it equal just because of the way the nut is set in there. And if you need to adjust it, just kind of back it, and you could see that thing move until you get it in the right position. And you don't need to really hold them. Like I said, they can swivel. It just needs to be snug. All right, so now we're gonna add some oil. All I did is put the scout towel around there so it doesn't drip all over the head of the stock. And all we're gonna do is just touch that, just one little dab in there. That's it. All right, so all we're gonna do is tune back up to pitch, which I already did. And that's all there is to it.